Many Croatian fans have made it to Qatar. Lots of Moroccans as well, hoping that their side can get off to a winning start. For Croatia, it's very much boom or bust, isn't it? They either don't get out of the group stages or they go pretty deep in the tournament. And we heard from Will earlier on, they're not fancied to do that well here. They didn't have a great Euros, but they're still packed with quality.
Oh, there's no doubt. I mean, the players spring off the page, don't they, Mark? I mean, in those forward positions, they've got some fantastic talent. But you're right, are they aging a little bit too much? They obviously know each other, they know each other's games. And the interesting thing is, I mean, you look at this group, and probably everybody looks at Belgium thinking they're going to be the favourites to go through and maybe breeze through this Group F. But Croatia are going to be on their coattails, and it's all about getting off to a good start. That's their mindset in this game. You start the game right. And I think in the first game of this World Cup in the group stage, you're sending out a message. Because there's no doubt every other nation will be having a look at this game, they'll be sat watching this game if they're not preparing for their own. And they'll be thinking, right, okay, what are we up against? If Croatia actually get through the group stage, what are we actually going to be coming up against? Have they still got that quality that we've seen over the last, 5 or 6 seasons?
Yeah, well, we will see. The man in the middle, Fernando Rapalini, just going through the pre-match necessities, the toss of the coin, the shake of the hand. Two players with Premier League experience, Romain Saiss of Morocco, Luka Modric of Croatia, the two captains ahead of this one. There is so much experience. The days really of the minnows, and we've seen African football growing, but they want to get off to a good start here, the Moroccans. Just to run through that 11 again. Bruno, the goalkeeper, of back four, Hakimi, Saiss again, and Mazraoui. Amrabat is the holding midfielder with Amala and Unai at either side of him, and up top Boufal, El Nassiri and Ziyech. And for Croatia, Livakovic is the goalkeeper. Back four, Juranovic, Lovren, Guardiol and Sosa. It's Modric, Brozovic and Kovacic in the middle. Perisic and Vlasic either side of Andre Kramaric, who starts up top. What type of game are you expecting today?
A lot of possession from Croatia, and it's what they can do with it in the final third. Morocco tend to score their goals from open play. Their World Cup record isn't great, so I think they'll play a little bit cautious. There's no question in my mind about that. But when Croatia do get in those forward positions, I expect all the Moroccan sides to maybe get behind the ball, and it's up to Croatia to break the lines down as quickly as they possibly can and move that ball quick. But Morocco will try and catch them on the break, and when they get their opportunities, they have to be clinical.
There's a retractable roof at the Al Bayt Stadium in Al Khor, but it is open today. And of course the early kick-off is going to make an impact maybe on how this game and the pace of the game. And to get underway then here, the first of four across the TalkSport network. Germany, Japan, Spain, Costa Rica and Belgium, Canada to come. But here on TalkSport 2, it's Morocco, Croatia. And we are underway. Morocco looking to move the ball forward quickly. Croatia looking to get it down if they can, as the ball bundled forward and a little bit scrappy early on. And Morocco could see the first throw over on the far side.
One thing to mention as well, Mark, in this game, obviously being an early kick-off, is temperature might play a part. You can see certain parts of the pitch is shaded. I think when you're in those shaded areas, it's very important to try and get your breath early on in the game as well. It's so important. And when you do burst into that fourth and fifth gear, then you've got to try and make sure you've got the energy levels and the quality in that final third to try and break down your opposition.
Yeah, Croatia just trying to get a keep ball early on here. Let's go with Guardiol. With a touch, he's got the mask on today. Really big mask covering all of his face. See, plays through injury. He's on the ball again. And from RB Leipzig, feeds it out wide, and Perisic is looking to try and work in behind here. The run forward skips away, and it's out for a goal kick to Morocco.
Yeah, watch that from Sosa on this left-hand side. He will overlap when he gets the opportunity, trying to get in those advanced areas. But you can see already It's going to be possession from Croatia. When they get into those wide areas, you've got to try and make the pitch as big as you possibly can.
Long ball forward from Banu. And that one is picked up again by Croatia. Modric gets it away. Here now is Brozovic, the Inter Milan midfielder. There's a player down on the far side, and I think it is Modric who's just been caught there. The referee quick to stop the game.
Went straight to ground there, Luka Modric. A little bit of contact with him. Just take his ankle away. It's a foul. Not too much malice in that one. You might see quite a lot of that today.
Yeah, Sofyan Boufal it was, who just left the foot in. Good challenge over on the far side by Amala. And the ball is out of play again for a throw-in. It's a little bit stop-start early stages here. Nerves are maybe just on top at the moment. Croatia now finally get the ball out wide, looking to whip the ball in. It's deflected, and in the end, Banud as well. They come and collect it in his blue goalkeeping strip.
Vlasic there over on that right-hand side, just trying to whip that ball in. Little deflection. You can see Kramaric just trying to get in between two centre-halves, waiting for that bit of quality coming into that final third, into the 18-yard box.
Well, Amrabat just passed the ball out of play, inexplicably really, but he's gone and won it straight back for his side from the throw-in, and he's on the ball now, and he'll move it out wide on the Moroccan right-hand side. Now they're looking to work it. That's better from Morocco, but a crunching tackle goes in from Guardiol, and the ball in the midfield. Kovacic, the Chelsea man, gets it away. And Croatia already, in the opening 3 minutes or so, dominating possession here. I think we're going to see quite a lot of that this afternoon and this morning.
Well, Morocco are not sitting back, are they? I expected Croatia to have a lot of possession in their own half. As I speak, they've certainly got that going at the moment, but you can see the Moroccans, they're advanced a lot of players forward. And there's Boufal over on that left-hand side, working hard, working tirelessly. As I mentioned before, Mark, in that sunny area, it's going to be difficult. If you're having a high press and you're doing it with this weather, it will take it out of you.
Former England by Mickey Gray with us on TalkSport 2 this morning. Nothing. Game of 4. Long ball forward. Perisic gives chase down the Croatian left-hand side. He lays it back but can't keep it in. Misplaced pass.
That's a good test. Hakimi against Perisic today. 1v1 situations. Perisic kind of been in and out of the Tottenham starting 11 this season.
The ball given away here, and almost a chance there for Andre Kramaric, but he's denied by Romain Saiss, and that was poor from Morocco, just giving the ball away from their own throwing on the edge of their own area.
Lack of concentration, that's all that boils down to. Unahi giving the ball away, but you cannot give Kramaric the opportunity to get on the half turn and use his pace and his quality. Fantastic challenge from Saiss in the end.
It was, but it's out for a corner then to Croatia. All the players waiting on the edge of the box as Kovacic and Modric wait. Almost looking to play it short, you feel here. Referee just having a word with the players in the penalty area. So Modric will get it now. He's going to whip the ball in towards the edge of the area. It's headed back into the 6-yard box. Good header away. In the end there from Agard. Ball bouncing around as appeals for a penalty. Ball still with Croatia. Can they get the shot in? It falls to Modric. Modric 25 yards out will try and keep possession. His pass wasn't the best, and Croatia forced to go back in their own half, and Morocco eventually dealt with that quite well.
Well, they did in the end, Mark, but I have to say Luka Modric is going absolutely crazy taking that corner. It's like they've worked on something in training, and the players that are around the 18-yard area didn't really set themselves up the way that Modric is expecting them to, and that's why he was waving his arms around. It did actually come off in the end. That ball back into the area caused the back line of Morocco all kinds of problems. And you just see they're a little bit shaky at the back. They need to calm themselves down, Morocco, as quick as they possibly can.
If you just joined us on TalkSport 2, 6 minutes gone. The Al Bayt Stadium in Al-Khor, and it's Morocco 0, Croatia 0. Croatia dominating though the early proceedings here. And they're on the ball again, just inside their own half, trying to feed it through, but Morocco win it high up the field, and they're now going to look to try and break forward themselves. Unahi gets the ball away, but again it's won back by Croatia, and a strong challenge comes in from Amrabat. and he wins the ball, much to the delight of the Moroccan fans, and looks to get it going forward. And now they spread it out wide towards their left-hand side. Morocco coming forward for this really the first time in this game. And now they're looking to have a few touches in possession. They're wide on the left-hand side, looking level with the edge of the Croatian box. They're going to slide it into the edge of the area here. Could be a chance for the shot on the right foot. It'll break into the area. And El Nasiri didn't quite get it. It was good play from Amala, but now Croatia break. And they're looking to counter down their right-hand side. But Mickey Gray, that was the best we've seen from Morocco.
Yeah, fantastic. Great play from Morocco, switching the ball from right to left. Started with Ziyech. Amala over on that left-hand side. And you can see this Croatian backline just to look a little bit shaky there as that ball came into the area. Frightened to make that challenge in their own 18-yard box. You've got to stand your ground. But great tempo to the game so far.
It is, and Morocco, as you said, they are trying to leave players high up, and they've won a free kick just inside their own half here. It was Brozovic with a foul. I just wonder, going back to that chance there, if Amala maybe could have got the shot away. He went left and right and still didn't shoot.
He worked it really well. He got it onto his right foot, and he was trying to pick his spot rather than just getting his laces through the ball. By the time he'd had a little look up, chance had gone a begging, to be honest with you, but the two centre-halves of Croatia, nice and tight together, looked a little bit panicky, but eventually clearing the lines. But you can see what Morocco are trying to do now. Working the ball left to right, Marla again over on this left-hand side. Now they're starting to have a little bit more possession, but very surprised at how they've set up, Mark, the way that they are pressing from the front. It's very refreshing.
Yeah, Hakimi gets it away. Ziyech on the right, went for the big crossfield switch, and that was cut out on the far side. Modric will pick the ball up in a tight spot, but as you'd expect, he's got the skill to keep it moving. Guardiola is under pressure, and in the end he'll get a free kick. But again, Morocco there, two Moroccans pressing Guardiola on the edge of his own area. He was lucky there that he gets the whistle from the referee.
Well, you know, maybe trying to play on a little bit of an experience at the back with Guardiola. Didn't really get any word from his players to let him know that there was a couple of players closing him down. Panicked a little bit. Yeah, they've just got to settle themselves down a little bit. It's great for the young man playing alongside Lovren. A lot of experience in that Croatian centre-half position.
Now Modric is looking to pull the strings. One ball over the top, well taken initially on the run by Vlasic, but he couldn't keep it in, and it's out for a goal kick. You just get the feeling that Modric is going to be at the heart of anything and everything that Croatia do today.
Seems to be everywhere, doesn't he? He's not kind of in a designated position. I thought he might have started just on that left-hand side, but he's moving everywhere. He's coming deep to pick up the ball. If you give him that space and time, half a yard, you know he's going to be trying to play the ball into those forward positions. Vlasic, Kramaric, trying to get it behind this back line of Morocco.
Kick played forward. Right, Bunu. The keeper had anything to do yet as we approach the 10-minute mark here on TalkSport 2, still 0-0. Morocco feed the ball forward, and for the first touch, I think, for Dominik Livakovic, the Croatian keeper, all in yellow away to the right-hand side. His first touch really of the ball in the opening 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's been a little bit frantic, has it? Certainly in the final third for both sides. Just got to try and calm themselves down a little bit. All that adrenaline flowing through the veins. Playing in a big competition like this.
Yeah, exactly. Croatia trying to work it down there. Left-hand side, Sosa. His pass was deflected back to Gvardiol, back to Sosa on halfway. Looking now as another good challenge from Ziyech, has won it high up the field, and now forward come the Moroccans, but Ziyech just beaten to it by Gvardiol, but they're pressing high, and again a little bit of reward at the moment.
Super play from Ziyech there, just tried to play that first time ball into El Nesri. Nearly come off with the outside of his left foot, and he was in as well. Well, that's it, if you start to play full of confidence of the high press, the higher you can win that ball, the better it's going to be, certainly in the early stages of a group stage game.
Yeah, all on halfway. Morocco have it. Amrabat keeping things moving. Gets it away. Again, gets it. Now it's back on the edge of the centre circle. Morocco starting to grow into this challenge here. Said only once have they made it through to the round of 16. Been a happy hunting ground for them, the World Cup. Will this be their chance to shine as a crossfield ball is looking to find Ziyech? Maybe beaten by the bounce. He thought he kept it in, but the bounce just too high and he was over the line when he headed it back into play.
Well, that's the play, isn't it? The switch of play. Ziyech there. Maybe could have read that one a little bit better, tried to catch it on the fall. He waited for the bounce, and it was always going to be difficult for him to keep it in play. You can see the two wide players, Ziyech and Boufal, on those touch lines, making the pitch wide, big as they possibly can, and trying to get Croatia to work very hard in the early stages of this match.
Yeah, just look at the stats and you can see that Morocco, a lot of their goals come from wide positions. The two full-backs, the two wide players, both contribute heavily in the goal count.
The more the game goes on, Mark, probably looking at the second half, when you've got a few tired legs out there. I know we can make a lot of changes in this World Cup, but when you get tired legs, that's when the brain starts to switch off.
It is indeed. Here's Boufal, wide on the left, cuts in now, looks to float the ball to the far post. Hakimi Ziyech head it back into the area. Here's Ziyech, he wanted to hit it, brings it down, shot blocked right in the D. But Morocco, look at that, 5-6 red shirts in the area now. Now they've got a chance to go out wide, the cross deflected. Hakimi's ball in deflected into the grateful arms of Livakovic, but Morocco here starting to get on top, still 0-0.
Well, what's happened? I mean, you can hear the atmosphere. It's just absolutely incredible. The way, that's just down to the way that Morocco have started the game. Ziyech looking really lively. You can see players now, they must have that thought in the mind of not making challenges anywhere near that 18-yard area. If you don't get it right, we've seen what can happen, fouls and free kicks around the edge of the 18-yard box, but they look very, very lively and sharp up front.
They do in the 14th minute. Still 0-0. Remember, Germany-Japan at 1 o'clock, Spain-Costa Rica at 4, and Belgium-Canada at 7. All live on TalkSport this afternoon. Every game of the World Cup from Qatar is live across the TalkSport network. And now Croatia have won a throw-in about 15 yards away from the corner flag. Down their left-hand side, Perisic feeds it to Modric. Modric with a step over into the area. Can he produce a cross? He does with the outside of his right foot, but there was no one gambling at the far post. And Morocco will clear the way.
It's fantastic from Luka Modric. The step over. Had to rush his cross a little bit with the outside of his right foot, but there was nobody, not one Croatian forward player waiting to get on the end of it there. As he's gone to the byline, it's like they've expected him to lose the ball. You can see Kramaric has come to the near post. Just a lovely little flick with the outside of his right foot there from Modric. Fantastic play.
Yeah, I think he was waiting for Kramaric to make a move, wasn't he? And he didn't really do too much. The ball out of play. Perisic couldn't keep it in. Perisic looking for a 33rd Croatian goal that would take him second, level with Mario Mandzukic on the Croatian all-time goal scorers list, and you get the feeling he might get a few chances in this World Cup.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Certainly the way that this game has begun, it's open, it's end-to-end, fantastic atmosphere, and players certainly look up for it.
Yeah, 0-0 though, quarter of an hour on the clock here. Croatia got the ball on halfway. Dejan Lovren will go back to his goalkeeper. So 4 of this 11 played in that 2018 World Cup final when they were beaten by France. Now Croatia just trying to calm things down a little bit. It's been a bit frantic for them. Let's do a bit more defending than maybe they thought in the opening quarter of an hour. Gvardiol gets it away, invites Lovren to come forward into the sunshine far side of the field. They'll work it wide on the right. Nice little dummy there from Modric. That came off a Moroccan defender. I think it came off Mazraoui, and it's out for a throw into Croatia.
It's interesting, isn't it, Mark, when the ball does actually go across into the sunshine. It feels like the tempo just drops a little bit, as if the players kind of know, as soon as that sunshine starts hitting the back, how much energy it's going to take out of them. You know, it's not a big area, but you can just see with the players when it goes actually over to this sunny side, it's going to be difficult as the game goes on if it stays that way.
Morocco have won it on the far side. They're looking to break forward now. Nice little bit of skill there. And given away. That's an horrible pass. Perisic is going to shoot from distance. And that has just gone over the top. Banu was at full stretch. It was Perisic who picked up the ball from Amalu, who gave it away. and he was inches away from the opening goal from fully 30 yards out.
Right, you just can't do that. Imala, he's done ever so well initially, chopping the ball back into his right foot, but that ball into the central area, if it's not right, you know that this Croatian midfielder going to pick up that ball. Perisic there, probably his weaker foot with his left foot, but he still gets a lot of pace on that, and it's not too far over the top of the bar.
The keeper was certainly interested in that one. That's the closest we've come. 17 gone on TalkSport 2. Mark Wilson with Mickey Gray. Live commentary on the ball back here. Needs to be dealt with by Croatia. Lovren was under pressure there. He's chasing down towards his own goal. He's got two Moroccans chasing him. All he can do there, get it off the field.
He does not look comfortable. Lovren with Guardiola alongside him. They look a little bit shaky at the back, Croatia.
Here's Hakimi again. He went for the give and go edge of the area. Gets it away to Ziyech. Ziyech will look to curl the ball in far post. And the header wasn't quite timed. Didn't get enough of it. Selina Mala. In fact, I think it was El Nasiri at the far post. And it's behind for a goal kick.
What a ball. What a ball from Ziyech. The little give and go. Head down. He just whips it into that dangerous area. El Nesri in between centre-half and full-back. Just need to stretch a little bit more, but they look really dangerous in that final third.
Yeah, the Moroccan fans will be quite content with the number of red shirts they're getting into the penalty area. The red shirts, red socks and the green shorts as now they come forward again. Unai gets it away. There could be a chance for the shot here from distance. It'll break back. Here is Unai into the edge of the area. Gets it away, but they just can't get the ball out of their feet, Morocco there. But again, they're attacking with numbers forward. Here goes Amrabat now. Gets it away. Hakimi 25 yards out. Again looks for the give and go. Gets it onto his left foot. And is he brought down? He is. Right on the edge of the day. Centre of goal. This is a great chance for Morocco.
What a spell for Morocco. Initially from Boufal. Wonderful feet around the edge of the 18-yard area. Had the chance again to take the shot on. Tried to take one more touch. The ball eventually comes back around the edge of the 18-yard area, and it's Modric with the foul on Hakimi. What a dangerous area. This is nasty challenge from Modric as well.
Yes. Foot on the top of the ankle there.
I think it always looks a little bit worse, Mark, when it's slowed down. That's the problem that we do have. I think Modric was honest and tried to go for the ball, but when you see it the second time around, when you see the contact, it does look nasty, but what an opportunity for Morocco.
There's a problem here, isn't it, for Livakovic, because he genuinely doesn't know if this is left foot or right foot. It is essential. 24 yards out, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, it's the perfect position, isn't it, for a free kick, when you've got the quality that Ziyech has got with that left foot, Hakimi with his right foot. Livakovic trying to set up his wall here, but this could go either way. This is why it makes it so dangerous.
Ziyech would offer the left-footed option. Hakimi, the PSG man. We've got the man laying down at the back of the wall. That's Brozovic. Can they get the first shot on target here? Hakimi has marked out a long run-up. Hakim Ziyech is the short run-up. There's a 5-man Croatian wall in front of them. There's 3 Moroccan players on the end of that wall. Here comes Ziyech, left-footed into the wall, does its job. And the ball bounces away, and they'll be disappointed there as they look to recycle possession. Chested down edge of the area. Modric beats Ziyech to it. And now Modric will try and win it back. He does. Can Croatia break here? They can break. Ball over on the far side. Trying to get back here, Morocco. There's plenty of red shirts arriving, but the ball into the edge of the area. And it's just nipped away from Blazic. And he'll go behind for a corner. Great counter-attacking from Croatia. Still 0-0.
Well, it all initially comes from the free kick. Kramaric over on that right-hand side, bringing in Vlasic eventually. Super little ball inside. Just wondering whether he had the opportunity to take that on first time. Would have been a bit of a snapshot, trying to be clever. You have to say, it's last-ditch challenge from Morocco, but a fantastic challenge.
Yeah, it was. It felt like Vlasic was just trying to get himself into the penalty area, wasn't he? Maybe try and earn a penalty, but he got a corner instead. And again, the likes of Guardiola and Lovren are up there. Perisic is in there. The ball going to be whipped in towards the near post. It's cleared away partially Modric tries to get the cross back in. It's gone up in the air. Get the ball back here. There's a problem for Buffal, who's gone down. He's got to get on with this because Croatia have it 25 yards out from goal. Just retreating as Guardiol plays the ball over the top, headed away. Croatia though coming forward again. Here's Vlasic now, feeds it wide right. Cross comes in, cleared away at the near post. 25 yards out. Guardiol comes crunching in, wins it. Croatia back to halfway to start again.
Well, counter-attacking football from Croatia is going to get them in behind this back line of Morocco. You can see that they're not comfortable with that ball over the top. Anytime Kramaric just plays on the shoulder of the centre half, that's the ball they've got to try and play, and that's why it means so important to get Modric on the ball with a little bit of space so he can play those little balls over the top and use the pace of the forward line.
Approaching halfway through the first half here on TalkSport 2. Mark Wilson and Mickey Gray. Morocco 0, Croatia 0, but both sides are looking to attack at every opportunity. Crossfield ball out wide on the Croatian right-hand side, but Buffal, in fairness, gets back and makes a good tackle and finds Unahi. And now Morocco will look to try and work their way forward. They come to this right-hand side and Hakimi has given it away. It's a poor pass straight to Perisic, and Perisic now gets the ball in field, but Morocco recover. It was a horrible pass, wasn't it, from Hakimi?
Yeah, that's the ball you have to be so cautious with, playing it into that central area. If you don't get it right, you know that players are going to wait, they're going to pounce on it. It's so refreshing to see the non-fancied sides, Mark, if you like, of going far in this competition, of how they're taking it so serious in the expansive football that they're playing. They're enjoying the football, and they've been a real joy so far, Morocco, in this game.
And indeed, the days of the so-called minnows just coming and shutting up shop are over now, aren't they? As CS tries to spread the ball out wide. Hakimi's made a great run forward. He didn't quite, I don't think he get that in, but they're going to play on here. This could be interesting. Hakimi gets to the byline, drives the cross in, and it's cleared away. Well, the assistant referee on the near side was right there, said Hakimi kept that in.
I'm with you, Mark. It looked like it was out of play, didn't it? But what was a ball from Ziyech? And Hakimi, well, it's well out, isn't it?
Out.
He's got away with that one. But full credit to the fullback. I mean, he must have ran 60, 70 yards to get on the end of that pass, and he will keep on doing that. Loves getting in the opposition's half, trying to make things happen for his side. But they have been very, very positive.
Yeah, only 24 years of age, and already he's got 54 caps, Hakimi.
Incredible.
It's some going, isn't it, for the youngster? The ball on this near side with Morocco again. Still 0-0 here, but Morocco doing as good as they're getting at the moment here on TalkSport 2. They have it wide on their left-hand side now, looking to get an early ball in here, and they've got him behind, and a good block in the end from Lovren stops El Nassiri, and it's cleared away far side, and Morocco giving away an unnecessary free kick, but that was a good run from Yusuf El Nassiri, got him behind Lovren, but Lovren did well to block the shot.
There's a problem for Croatia at the back. The two centre-halves, there's no communication. It's like they're playing as individuals, and El Nassiri, he's already bought into that. He's been very clever, playing in behind them, loves running in behind. He's got a lovely first touch. Lovren does ever so well in the end, but as a centre-half, the last thing you want, Mark, is a centre-forward running in behind a centre-half. And that is a worry moving forward.
Yeah, not only that, his first touch was impeccable, wasn't it? Allowed him to get a shot away from the narrowest of angles, but it wasn't going on target. Neither keeper yet being forced into too much action as Croatia come forward again. 26 on the clock, 0-0. Walid Regragui will be pretty pleased with his side so far. They're playing with plenty of intent. Well, they've got some defending to do now. The long ball forward. Perisic will win the header. And here now is Kramaric on the left. Puts in the cross, but it's into an area really where Kramaric should be himself. Nobody there for Croatia.
Just a little bit rushed from Croatia in that final third. Holding the ball up very well. Kramaric, the man who's making the cross, is the man really that you want in the centre of the 18-yard box, and that is the big worry, because I think that's 2 or 3 balls they put in. Modric has put a couple of balls in the area. He's waving his arms around saying, where's my forward players, because there's nobody there, they're out wide.
Reading some of the Croatian pressure in the build-up to it, and they were a little bit worried about where the goals would come from, which The likes of Perisic and Kramaric have scored plenty of international goals, but I think they're just worried at the top end of the field. They might not quite have enough at the moment, Croatia. They've got it on halfway, and again Lovren is closed down. They're not giving him any time at all, are they?
Absolutely not. They're playing on him, thinking he's not a lack of confidence at the moment. He looks nervy, with and without the ball. That's something that has got to be a concern moving forward. I talked about his experience, but sometimes when you start making mistakes early on the game, you think about them a little bit too much, and that seems to be the case with Lovren at the moment.
Still 0-0 here. Croatia playing cheap ball inside their own half. Now looking to work it over on the far side. Here now working it forward is Brozovic. Brozovic gets it over the halfway line, but Morocco at the moment, wherever the ball goes, there seems to be 2 or 3 red shirts looking to close it down.
Croatia look as if Modric is picking the ball up in the right back position, Mark. You don't need that. You need him advanced, making things happening in the opposition's half. But I think it just shows the way that the beginning of this game has gone is a lot of possession in their own half, but it's what you do with it in the opposition's.
Yeah, it's not hurting Morocco at the moment. And again, they're probably 15, 16 passes inside their own half, and they're still there. And again, Modric is getting it. As Mickey Gray said, more or less at right back. Looks for the crossfield switch. Finds Perisic on the left touchline. That's a better ball. Now they're trying to get down the sides. Will the patient build-up pay off? Kovacic looks to whip in a good ball, but the keeper comes and collects. And all those passes ultimately lead to nothing. Still 0-0.
They've got to have a lot more pace on that cross from Kovacic. When it comes into the area, float a ball like that, it's going to be easy for Vanu in that Moroccan goal just to pluck it out of the sky. And here we go again. Possession for Morocco, nice and patient. It's that ball, just that ball into the central area, the one that they've got to cut out, the one they have to watch out for.
Crushing tackle from Brozovic there. There's the whistle. Free kick over on the far side. Reminder, the Game Day World Cup podcast is available every morning throughout the World Cup with Sam Matterface, Alex Crook, and a rotation of top guests bringing you right up to speed with all the latest action from Qatar. 0-0 here, first of 4 across the TalkSport network. Germany, Japan at 1, Spain, Costa Rica at 4, and Belgium, Canada at 7, all to come. The game's coming thick and fast. Morocco now with Amrabat trying to play their way up from the back, and Amrabat rides the challenge, and then Modric brings him down. That's 2 poor challenges now from Modric.
Yeah, stretching a little bit too much there, Luka Modric. Good play from Amrabat, getting away from his man. 2 attempts I think Modric had at trying to bring him down there, but that's that ball again, Mark, that ball into that central area. If it's not right, Croatia is just waiting to pick it off.
Keane trying to burst forward again, is dispossessed, and in the end they'll pick it up at the back. Brozovic spreads it, that's a better pass, invites Croatia over halfway down their right hand side, but the ball given away. Mazraoui picks it up, now he will get Boufal away, and Boufal now has got a bit of room in front of him as he tried to cut in, and then his own miscontrol took the ball out of play. But disappointed with that.
They're the balls when you give them away. Juranovic there from Croatia in the right back position, trying to get into the opposition's half. You give the ball away, Morocco back on the front foot. As a defender, you've got to run 40, 50 yards to get yourself back into position. At the moment, you might get away with it, but the longer this game goes on, that's what takes it out of you. Takes it out of the legs, the energy.
Half an hour gone. The Al Bayt Stadium in Al-Khor. 0-0 between Morocco and Croatia. The 2018 finalist Croatia not having it all their own way, but they're looking to come forward now with Guardiola. Tries to feed the ball, almost force it into Perisic, and Morocco there again. And Morocco now looking to break towards the centre circle, but Croatia get bodies around it. And Morocco just forced back, and here is Sofyan Amrabat looking to work it. That's a nice ball, looking for Hakimi. Guardiola again clears it away. Just think every time Morocco go over the halfway line, Mickey, they look more dangerous. No, there's a crossfield ball there. And El Nassiri, I think just about a yard more pace, could have got on the end of Ziyech's pass. It's time for a goal kick.
They're committing more players forward. 4 or 5 Moroccan players looking to get on the end of that ball from Ziyech. They just look as if they've got a little bit more confidence. Amrabat in that midfield area has been absolutely fantastic in the early stages of this game. He's winning the ball back high. He's been positive. He's always looking for that forward pass. and you can see the nerves from this Croatian backline, and you can sense that as a player. You know when players are not playing well, lack of confidence because they haven't started the game well. You've got to grow yourself into a match as quick as you possibly can, but there's no confidence with this backline from Croatia at all.
Lovren has it. He'll get it away to Guardiola again. They're inside their own end of the field. Modric in the centre circle. Amrabat closes him down. And it is noticeable, whenever Amrabat gets the ball, he's got a bit of room to go forward in the midfield. Whenever Modric or anyone gets it for Croatia, there's no room, and they've picked it up again. Ziyech trying to nick it away there from Sosa. But Guardiola comes to the rescue, but they just look under pressure, don't they, Croatia, at the moment?
They do.
Here's Modric, though, trying to thread a ball through. That's a nice pass to the edge of the area. Good defending there from Saiss. Got across and cleared away the danger. Out for a throw into Croatia.
Those are the positions exactly where Luka Modric is picking the ball up there, because he gives him that time to get on the half turn and look for those forward passes. You can see the forward line of Croatia then know that if they make a run forward, he will pretty much most of the time pick him out, but it's when he gets that time and space, as you just mentioned, Mark, there before. Every time he gets it, there's 2-3 Moroccan players around him, not giving him that space and time that he's used to.
Well, just beaten in the air there, Modric. A little flick pass here, but can get the ball out wide to their right-hand side, but they can't, and the ball fed all the way back to Dominic Livakovic. Despite Morocco's bright start, has not really had anything to do yet. Still 0-0 here, 12 to go to the break. Interesting how much, I know, added on time has been a big talking point here. We've not had a stoppage, have we, yet? It's just been, the ball seems to have constantly been in play.
It could be refreshing. I mean, I don't think there's a game that's gone by that's not had more than 10 minutes added on time, you know, whether it be half-time or full-time. But, yeah, the flow's been really good at this game because of the quality that, well, I say the Moroccan side have pretty much shown, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's a good turn from Kovacic. Now he looks to spread the ball out wide on the right, taken on the inset, first time cross in, and Saiss has got no option. He's glued it up in the air, he tried to put it out, and eventually it'll be headed away by Nasser Mazraoui for a throw, but that was better from Croatia.
Look, a much better side when they move the ball quicker, Croatia, playing through the lines a lot quicker.
Here they come forward again now. Kramaric's pass is dispossessed. A strong challenge from Amrabat. Now Morocco are looking to work forward, but just surprisingly there, now he went backwards when it looked like there were options in front of him, but Morocco maybe just looking to settle down here. 0-0. This one definitely in the balance.
No question about it. And they certainly settled into this game a lot quicker than what Croatia have. Look, 34-35 minutes gone now. Everybody seems to know their positions. They do look vulnerable when they play that ball over the top, but the quality just has not been there from Croatia in that final third.
One thing that Morocco do look to do is certainly look for that big diagonal out on this right-hand side. Ziyech couldn't get on it because the ball was headed away from him. Hakimi tries to work his way to the edge of the penalty area, though, and the ball cleared away up towards halfway. I think it went over the touchline. It will be a throw into Croatia, but that crossfield switch, certainly down the right-hand side, I think they feel they can get in behind Croatia here.
Yeah, trying to get Ziyech on the ball over on this right-hand side as much as they possibly can. Trying to get him into a 1v1 situation, Mark. It's not really happened on too many occasions, but whether it be Saiss or Amala playing that big diagonal pass from left to right, Ziyech is hogging this touchline. We know he's got a great first touch, and if he does get himself into that 1v1 situation, as we saw with that cross that he put into the area for En-Nesyri, that's where you want to, because he's got great quality with that left foot.
There's again at the back, gets it away towards halfway for Morocco, but this time it's Croatia, and I think Kovacic will feel a little bit unfortunate there. He's drawn the whistle from the referee, but looked like he'd won it on the halfway line.
What a contrast in referees we've had in this tournament so far. You've had referees who want to be the main man on the TV screens in front of everybody in the stadiums, blowing their whistle, giving yellow cards, but then others have let the game flow, which has been absolutely fantastic. And today he's been pretty good, actually, the referee so far in the game. He's let the game flow, as you mentioned, Mark. I don't think there's going to be a lot of added on time at the end of this first 45 minutes.
Oh, nice turn there initially from Unai, but he's dispossessed, and now Croatia have got in, and there could be a chance on the break here. They try and poke the ball through, and Vlasic just looked away as Brozovic fed him the ball, but he'll keep it in. Wide right-hand side, down by the corner flag, looks to work it in, and again, there's no Croatia looking to attack the ball inside the penalty area, and Morocco simply just passed their way out of trouble at the back, and that is a big problem for Zlatko Dalic's side. They've got no threat in the penalty area.
They're going to have to commit more players forward. If Vlasic gets himself into some really good positions on the right-hand side, when he looks up, he wants to see 2 or 3 Croatian players, whether there's one in the 18-yard box and a couple of midfield players breaking the neck to try and get into the edge of the 18-yard area, but there's not. They've got to, and the contrast to that is when you see Morocco breaking forward, there's 4 or 5 trying to get themselves into the box. It's okay having a lot of possession, but at some point in the game, Mark, you have to commit players forward to try and go out and win this first game in the group stage.
Maybe we were a little bit unlucky there. Brozovic with a great pass, but Vlasic just looked away as he was trying to run in behind, and that look away cost him possession. And now Morocco have got it back as we go inside the final 8 minutes. Kimi almost loses the ball. Now they look to feed it in. That's a nice pass towards and over the halfway line, but Croatia just starting to bite into a few tackles now, and Amrabat with a cruncher on halfway. Protests his innocence, apologises to the referee, but knows that was a foul.
Yeah, I think a smile from the referee and the player there. But what an atmosphere we've got in this stadium. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. It's electric. All sets of supporters really enjoying this game. For all it's like when they get a goal.
Yeah, it's like all the talk about crowds that they're travelling in good numbers, the fans. As now Hakimi looks to get down the right and blocks it, and no one knew where it had gone, and Morocco picked it up here, and not for the first time tonight, just a little bit lazy almost there, just a little bit too casual, and was eased off the ball, and now Croatia come forward again.
It's that diagonal ball yet again. Hakimi breaking forward down this right-hand side. That was bizarre, wasn't it? The whole player looking everywhere to see where the ball was, and it was still in play.
We're not quite in pantomime season yet, but it's behind you was the shout. We were both looking up in the air, the ball was on the floor.
Yeah.
Still 0-0.
And you can see, Mark, Luka Modric, he's got his arms by his side. And he said, look, I've got 2 or 3 players around me. Every single time you pass the ball to me, you've got to get it to me quicker. Giving him the chance to play those little step-overs, to try and find his forward players. But if it's not Vlasic or Perisic in those forward positions in front of him, he's got Kramaric to look for. It's so difficult because it's so condensed in that midfield area.
Yeah. I just feel in the last few minutes Croatia are starting to try and push Morocco back. The midfielders seem to be a little bit higher up the field, don't they?
Yeah, and there's spaces, and there are always going to be spaces. We've talked about how many players Morocco are committing forward. But that midfield area is so vital. You have to try and keep somebody in there, whether it's defensive midfield player in Amrabat, who we said who started the game very well.
Well, here come Morocco now over the halfway line. Ziyech wide on the left. That's a nice pass here. Unai lays it back. He was looking for Ziyech, but Modric was in the right place at the right time, and they were in trouble then. They might be again, and Modric with a pull on the shirt. Well, that's his 3rd foul by my reckoning. I think any other player might have gone in the book by now.
Yeah, Rapalini, the referee, he's kind of looked at him, hasn't he, Luka Modric? And he's let him off there again. I mean, again, it's Hakimi, brilliant play, wonderful feet. But they're getting so much space in this wide area, certainly on the right-hand side. I mean, they are strong, Morocco, over this right-hand side, with Hakimi and Ziyech. Ziyech looking for that little give and go. That little ball he played into Unai just needed to go forward. He came back on himself, trying to play the ball back to Ziyech, where the space was towards the byline. But this gives Morocco again another chance from a wide area with the quality that they've got from dead balls. You would think this is going to be a bit of a problem for this back line of Croatia.
Well, it's wide on the right, about 20 yards away. It's probably 5 yards in from the right touchline. Ziyech left-footed could swing it into the far post, or Hakimi could whip it in front of goal. There's a line about 14 yards out from the Croatian goal here, but can Morocco break the deadlock before the break? 4 minutes to go here. Still 0-0. Ziyech whips it in, chested away beautifully at the near post. Well, they need to put their foot through this. They haven't done. Ziyech might keep it in. Well, he got a shove there. And again, I've got a question. How is that not a free kick to Morocco?
I think it is a foul. I think it's a foul, Mark. I think you try and use your body strength to shield the ball away from the marker. Big shove in his back there. No real intent to try and play the ball. Brozovic, yeah. And, I mean, it was a bit of a let-off because it wasn't the best ball into the area from Ziyech into the near post. Dealt with well initially. And that ball after that, when they tried to play out from the back Croatia, it's just not happening.
Well, 42nd minute, finally we do have a stoppage. Nikola Vlasic is down, needing a little bit of treatment, just pointing to the back of his right calf. I don't think it's anything too serious. Got a smile on his face, I think he'll be okay.
Well, this is a breather I think Croatia need. You can see the players going across to the medical staff there, just getting their fluids down them. I'm very surprised that we haven't had in this competition, Mark, after 20 minutes the players coming across to the side for the drinks breaks. I think it just shows that the weather just normally it cools down as the afternoon comes across, but as we saw and we talked about early on in this game, there was a big patch inside the stadium where the sun was shining down, and I'm sure that the players are certainly starting to feel it.
Still 0-0. That was the voice of Mickey Gray, former England man. Don't forget, coming up this afternoon, another 3 live games on TalkSport. 1 o'clock Germany-Japan, 4 o'clock start for Spain and Costa Rica, and 7 o'clock start tonight. The other game in this group, Belgium take on Canada. All that to come. Don't forget, this Saturday, TalkSport 2, your home of the Autumn Nations Series. And it comes to a close with 2 fantastic games. Wales looking to bounce back from that shock defeat to Georgia. They take on Australia, while England hosts South Africa in a repeat of the 2019 World Cup final. All that to come. If you've got the app, you can swipe left and right between TalkSport and TalkSport 2. As it looks like Vlasic is going to come back on here after a short spell on the sidelines.
You would certainly think that Belgium and Canada would have a keen eye on this game, thinking, is that what we're coming up against? We know that the Moroccans are high tempo, they commit a lot of players forward. That's up to Roberto Martinez and his Belgium side when they eventually do play these two nations, at how to break them down. I'm sure he's done all of his homework already, but it's going to be an interesting group.
There's that crossfield switch again, headed away from Ziyech, picked up low by Hakimi on the near side. We'll get it away, Ziyech now, midway inside the Croatian half. Nice ball over the top. Unai couldn't quite get on the end of it. He's not quite had the bounce of the ball, Unai, but he's certainly making some forward runs now.
Yeah, very confident, very committed, not frightened to break into those forward areas, causing this back line of Croatia a lot of problems in this first half. And I think that's something at half-time that Dalic is going to have a word with his players, maybe tinker with the system a little bit, not so much the personnel. I don't think that'll happen at half-time, but certainly some concern in this Croatian team.
Well, there's a good flick on there from Vlasic. The ball is worked back to the goalkeeper, who's just got to get the ball out of his feet. He too will knock it long. And the ball up towards halfway. Croatia win it, but won back by Morocco. Have it on the far side with Boufal. Boufal tries to get past his man. There's a bit of pushing and pulling, and Boufal has conceded the free kick. He can't believe it now. He's gesticulating to the referee. How on earth did you make that decision?
I think any little bit of contact like that just makes the decision up for the referee. Those wide positions, but they're rattled, Croatia, no question about that.
Certainly are. Not the start they would have been hoping for. It's 0-0, so there's nothing lost just yet, but they're not really creating too much in the final third. Can they now? That's a better ball over the top. Keeper comes racing out, punches it edge of the area, acrobatic fall, needs to get back in front of his goal here. Could be a chance for Perisic. Plays it out wide, Sosa drives it in, great save from the keeper, wonderful save. Finally Croatia put in a great ball. Vlasic got in front of the defender, but the keeper Bunu makes a fantastic save.
Oh, that's fantastic, best move of the half for Croatia, no question about that. Worked the ball really well over to this left hand side. That reverse pass from Perisic, absolutely brilliant. What about the ball into the box? And Vlasic coming in from that right hand side, just needed to get a slight little touch on it, but what a save from Bunu. Best moment of the first half so far.
Yeah, certainly was. He'll be happy with that save. He came racing out of his area. His heart might have been in his mouth here. He got over the top of Kramaric, but the ball worked down the right-hand side, and Vlasic, like you said, either side of the keeper, he scores there, but the keeper made himself big and kicks it out with a knee.
It's a brilliant save, making himself as big as he possibly could. Sosa, that overlapping run yet again, and that's what they have to do, try and do more. They've got to commit players forward. If they don't do that, they're not going to get players into the area. We now know that Croatia have got that quality. When they do get into the final third, they just need to do it a little bit more.
Well, we're into the second of 2 added on minutes, just the 2 at the end of this first half. It has been a fast-paced game. Maybe not quite the chances we would have expected as Hakimi heads it away. Referee just has a look at his watch. Perisic wants to get things moving for Croatia, who might just get one last chance. Ball bouncing around. Vlasic, great block, edge of the area, shot comes in, and it's over the top from Luka Modric. That one to the left foot just couldn't keep it on target. Still 0-0.
Incredible as the game starts to open up. The latter stages of this first half there. Vlasic, it's always going to be difficult to get that strike away. 2 or 3 Moroccan defenders, brilliant defending, I have to say. Aguerd, but Modric just coming in there, you just expect him to keep it low. What a chance.
Yeah, head in his hands as the half-time whistle goes at the Al Bayt Stadium in Alcourt. And after a pulsating opening 45 minutes, both sides trying to get forward, we had one genuine chance, and it fell the way of Croatia. Nikola Vlasic on the end of a Borna Sosa cross, but the keeper made a great save, Yasin Bunu, and it means at the break Morocco 0, Croatia 0. But an interesting first 45 minutes in Group F that will maybe have all 4 teams scratching their heads as to what's to come over the next 10 days or so. So waiting the official to get us back underway here. Who will come out on top? So Vlasic is replaced. I'll give you the Croatian lineup then. They've got Livakovic in goal. A back 4 from left to right of Sosa, Gvardiol, Lovren and Juranovic. It's Modric, Brozovic and Kovacic in the middle, with Perisic, Kramaric and now Pasalic up top for Croatia. And for Morocco, Bunu in goal, made that great save at the end of the half. From left to right, it's Mazraoui, again, Saiss and Hakimi. In the middle, Unahi, Amrabat and Amala. And Boufal and Ziyech up either side of El Nassiri. We just actually had a stoppage there before we kicked off because Sophie and Amrabat hadn't come out of the dressing room. So the referee, having counted the players, went, hang on, we're missing one here.
Yeah, just a little bit of a delay there. I don't think his manager was too happy about it. I think he wants to get on with the game as much as he possibly can, but Amrabat a little bit late coming out, which is why we've had a slight delay to this second half kick-off.
It's as if they'd have kicked off without him. Would have been one for the manager to get a little bit upset about. Croatia in their red and white check strip, an iconic World Cup kit, isn't it? That red and white shirt that got to the final last time in 2018. And they're looking to build from the back. Dejan Lovren gets it away to the man in the mask, Josko Gvardiol. Playing keep ball inside their own half, but again you can see the Moroccans trying to push high up the field here, and Lovren, he doesn't look too happy about that, and his clearance or his pass away was charged down well by El Nassiri. That was good hunting there from the Moroccans.
This is not a game that Lovren will remember for a long time. He looks really shaky on that ball, and he's waving his arms and he's having a look in front of him saying, well, where's the movement, where's the players I can pick out? Well, it's up to you as a centre-half. He had so much time with the ball to pick out a pass, and eventually thinking he's got too much time with the ball when you don't get that anymore.
No, and the ball now working its way forward. Unahi has it, goes in with a crunching tackle, but Croatia ride that. Pasalic is into the action, he gets the ball away. Modric has it inside his own half. 0-0 here on TalkSport 2. Welcome you along if you just joined us. Mark Wilson with Mickey Gray. The bridge from the Al Bayt Stadium in Alcourt. 35 kilometres north of Doha. Croatia having the ball for the opening 2 minutes of this half, and they've not yet ventured over the halfway line.
No, they haven't. Again, a lot of possession, but it's what you do with it, Mark. And they're not really committing any players forward. That forward pass is not being on. And Morocco are just sat in pockets, waiting for that mistake from Croatia. As you saw El Nesri chasing down Lovren. But that's what they're going to do. They're waiting for their opportunities, and when it comes, they pounce on you, and that gets them on the front foot.
Moroccans are here in big numbers, hoping that their World Cup adventure in Qatar will get off to a flying start as Pasalic has made a run in behind. Finally Croatia over the halfway line, and Pasalic just wandered in there unmarked, but he'll get the ball back. It's wide on the left now. They're going to fire in an early ball. Well, the referee, I think eventually the offside flag has gone up. That was about 20 seconds after the
ridiculous.
run.
Absolutely ridiculous. So I talked about Pasalic drifting in from that right-hand side.
I don't think he's offside, you know.
It's so close, isn't it, Mark? Well, early on in the game, you remember when the ball went out of play, I think these officials need to get themselves a little bit sharper, because a couple of mistakes. You're right, I thought he timed his run very well there. Well, that's what they need to do a little bit more of. They've got to try and commit players in behind this back line of Morocco.
Well, Croatia had more of the possession in that first half, 54%, 35% Morocco, and 11% the ball was in contest, as it's classed on our FIFA stats here at this World Cup. Morocco have it, wide on their left-hand side. Boufal now tried to put the feet there on the fullback, Juranovic pokes it out for a throw-in.
Boufal there, you could see just in front of me had El Nesri, but he was in an offside position, so he had to hold on to that ball a little bit longer than he expected to.
Here is Boufal now, he just stumbled at the wrong time and couldn't keep it in. It's out for a goal kick. Quite a low-key start then, 4 gone second half, still Morocco 0, Croatia 0.
Yeah, it is. It's not really got going in this second half so far. You can see the tempo's just dipped a little bit, which you expected. I keep bringing the temperature and the conditions into play, but it does play a part, and these players will start to feel it in the legs.
Amrabat thought he'd won it high up the field, and he, again, not for the first time today, protests his innocence, but the Fiorentina man, wherever he is, things generally happen. He's adjudged there to have fouled Kovacic, and maybe there was a shove there.
Yeah, a little bit of a shove, and again, he's been excellent, Amrabat, in this game. He's been everywhere. He's starting to dictate things, but he's not frightened to stick a foot in either, which you love to see from that defensive midfield area.
Yeah, you do indeed. Livakovic gets a nice ball away to Gvardiol on the far side, and now on the turn is Kramaric, but he's 10-15 yards inside his own half, and then he loses out. I'm going to try and win it back here, but Morocco won it out of the field, and there could be a chance, but Gvardiol gets a vital interception and pokes the ball back to Livakovic. But if Kramaric is going to be coming for the ball there, Mickey Gray's got to look after it better than that.
Well, exactly. You give the ball away in your own half. You can see Ziyech this time trying to play the ball through to El Nesri. Hasn't really got that burst of pace to get away from defenders. So he's got to time his run a little bit better, but it's little mistakes, isn't it? Croatia.
Well, Amrabat has won it back again. Here's Boufal, 25 yards out. He's going to have a shot deflected. Will it fall here? It will. Header on target, saved. It was the fullback there. Mazraoui, who got into the area, was a tight angle, but Livakovic called into action, comes up with a save.
Again, what an opportunity there for Mazraoui, the left back. He went with his head. Well, I'm thinking he had enough time just to wait for that ball just to drop a little bit more and get his left foot wrapped around it. Of course, yeah, it was a very tight angle, but then it's options. Does he take the strike on? Does he pull the ball back into the 6-yard area? But it's Croatia giving the ball away.
Well, Mazraoui's off the field at the other end, and Croatia are attacking where he should be. They're going to stand up the ball to the far post, headed away. Hakimi with a vital interception. Morocco are furious because their player was down injured at one end of the field, and Croatia, well, it was Modric, said there's the space, that's where the ball's going.
Yeah, you're right, Mark. Down to 10 men. Had to defend for their lives. Hakimi eventually getting that ball away, giving a corner, but the game's starting to open up a little bit now.
Just going back to that Boufal shot, you just wonder, he could maybe have slid in Mazraoui, couldn't he, on the edge of the area?
Yeah, I mean, he's probably done ever so well. We've just seen a replay of it now, Mark, and he's gone with his head, but I still think if he waits a little bit longer, he can go with that with his left foot, and you can obviously get a lot more pace behind it.
Here's the corner for Croatia, swung in towards the 6-yard box, and he's punched away off the line. Lovren with a shot cleared away by Amrabat. Well, that was a fine set. I think the referee's blown the whistle here. There are players down injured, and one of those is the man with the mask, Josko Gvardiol. He's clashed with the goalkeeper, Banu, who I think came up with a great save there to keep that ball out of his net.
He had to. He was going back towards his goal as that header came in. A lot of bodies around the goalkeeper. Super save, I have to say, but when it comes out to the edge of the 6-yard area there, I mean, you have to say he's very brave. There's a challenge in, and it's Guardiola who makes contact with the goalkeeper. I think that was always going to come down to a foul. But this is better from Croatia. More players in the area, good ball into the box. And that's where they've just got to wait for that little split second, that half-a-yard opportunity to try and get those strikes away. Well, there was the challenge came on right at the very end. I think it was Amrabat yet again, who we've been talking about a lot in this game, to clear his lines.
Yeah, I've just got a stoppage here, and I think it's Mazraoui who had the chance at the other end, who is now finally getting some treatment. I think he's made his way back onto the field. He's saying he's got a bang on his hip. It was a brave challenge, but again, I just wonder if Boufal just slid him in, he would have had a clear shot from the edge of the area. But Boufal took it on and it deflected off a defender and was eventually cleared away by Livakovic.
Yeah, you're right, Mark. It was a great chance from Boufal to do exactly what you said. Mazraoui just on the ground at the moment there, but just there. Can he wait? Can he wait for that ball just to come down a little bit? Albeit, yeah, the goalkeeper is coming across, Livakovic, and making it really difficult. But I think he's got the time to let that ball just drop a little bit. And you can see Al-Nesri's waiting in the area for that pullback.
Put some ice on this. I wonder if this is this a muscle injury, because it didn't look like anybody actually touched him, did it, when he went for that header?
No, it didn't really look that way, but I think this is the part that's frustrating everybody who's watching the games, Mark. You know, you can't, yes, bring ice on, but as we know, it takes more than 4 or 5 seconds for ice to sink through into where you've just had that knock. And I think this is where the players can maybe be, I don't know, stretch it to the side of the pitch or walk, as we're seeing in front of us right now, to get that treatment so the game can keep the flow. And, you know, because the atmosphere drops in the stadium, doesn't it? We want to see football, the flow of the football continuing.
Well, he's coming off to the near side, Mazraoui. They're hoping he can continue, the Bayern Munich man. He's ready, he's just limbering up, ready to come back on. So the first real lengthy stoppage of the game comes with 55 minutes on the clock. Still 0-0 if you just joined us. Morocco and Croatia in action here. Croatia having a couple of good chances in the first half, and Morocco maybe having their best chance with that shot deflected into the path of Mazraoui. Couldn't beat the keeper. He's come back on, Mazraoui, but he's hobbling, and I feel he has got a problem here. Guess they're going to give him a chance to run it off, but he's not moving too well, is he? I'd be surprised if he continues here, Mickey.
Yeah, it's that position on the side of the hip where, you know, if you get a knock, it is sore, because your movement, as you can imagine, when you're trying to sprint, it's very difficult. So let's hope he's okay, but he is not moving great at all.
And once again there, Croatia try and play their way out of their own half, lost possession. He got a little bit lucky in the end, that Guardiola just basically came in and charged the clearance away, and it went all the way out for a goal kick the other end. But they've got to be careful, because Morocco are leaving bodies up high up the field.
Certainly are. I think we've been talking about the game and the flow of the game, but there has been mistakes in the match, players giving the ball away. Got to try and tighten that up. Simple little passes out wide, and not coming off at the moment.
All over on the far side is played forward by Croatia. It's just bouncing around, and Morocco will head it away. Bit of head tennis ensues, and the substitute Pasalic brings it down, and here's Dejan Lovren with a bit of time just to get Croatia up towards halfway. Still 0-0 here. You get the feeling there'll be more chances to come, as Morocco again are hunting high up the field, and in the end Brozovic did really well under pressure to keep possession there. Now Croatia work down their left hand side. Can they create an opening? There are two waiting in the middle for the cross, and it's out for a throw-in to Croatia far side.
You see, still in that central area, two Moroccan players closing down, Modric, Brozovic. Anytime, not give them any space at all. They have to try and work the ball, Croatia, over to the left and right hand side. Perisic is not really happy for Perisic so far in this game. A little bit isolated, all barring that strike he had from about 25 yards out in the first half. He's got to grow into the game a little bit more. Or he could be getting the old shepherd's hook.
Possibly. Zlatko Dalic looks on. He looks a little bit perturbed by this opening 57 minutes or so as Morocco are playing out from the back, and Bono there get it away just before Modric closed him down. But now Croatia have tried to win it high up the field, but they will win it high on the far side. Here is Perisic, knocks it down the sideline. Going to get Brozovic in, and Croatia just starting to get a little bit more ball over the halfway line here. Guardiol has it. To feed it in, but he's given it away, and Amrabat should tidy up, pokes the ball back to his goalkeeper, who will waste no time to get it over the halfway line. Powerful header comes in, and the ball will squirm away out for a Moroccan throw-in midway inside their own half.
You see that back line at Morocco now, Mark. It's dropped a lot deeper than it was in the first 45 minutes. Two centre-halves, Saiz, Aguerd, just pretty much on line with their own 18-yard box. They've got to try and keep the pitch themselves nice and condensed, get up the pitch if they possibly can. And as you mentioned, Mark, before about the injury,
yeah, Mazraoui looks like he's going to be coming off. He's just sat down on the turf down in front of us. Just seeing it again. Did he get caught? Not too sure that he did, to be honest, but instantly when he fell down, I wonder if he's pulled something here, because you've just seen it again. As soon as he went to the ground, he held his hip. Maybe that's a muscle problem.
Yeah, he's stretched, hasn't he? And I think there's no doubt he's got a problem, Mazraoui, as he's gone in for that header, because there was no contact. So you're just thinking, as he stretched a muscle in his side just above his hip, well, he's not been able to continue. And it's a problem, because every single time you set off to start sprinting, and you feel that muscle just above your hip, it's not nice. And he's obviously disappointed that he's going to be leaving the field on a stretcher, but I think he can be pretty pleased with his performance.
Yeah, played well for Morocco, but the game's coming thick and fast. The muscle injury might rule him out. Certainly you'd feel for the remainder of the group stages. Morocco take on Belgium on Sunday, then they round off their campaign on Thursday with a game against Canada. And if they can get a point here, then who knows? They might need a win in that last game to send them through. Yeah, Allah is the man coming on for Morocco, number 25. So they make their first change. Plays for Wydad Casablanca. Just his 5th cap. So a special moment for him in his first World Cup.
Fantastic moment. We always say, a player going down injured maybe gives you an opportunity. Well, Allah gets his chance in this game. Probably just settle into that left back position. I don't think too much is going to change, to be honest with you, but what a chance for him. 30 minutes in the first group stage game. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, plenty to play for as well. Games coming up thick and fast here. You're listening live on TalkSport 2. Mark Wilson with the former England man Mickey Gray, covering the action from the Al Bayt Stadium, Alcor, just north of Doha. 0-0 between Morocco and Croatia. And any goal in this game could be so crucial to these two sides. Belgium, Canada will round off the group opening round fixtures. It's one of 3 to come on TalkSport this afternoon. 1 o'clock Germany, Japan. 4 o'clock Spain, Costa Rica. What a group that is, by the way.
I know. Well, they say you have to beat what's in front of you. Pick this trophy up, Mark. Well, we're going to find out if these sides can do that.
Yeah, long ball forward is easily dealt with by Yassine Bounou. He's not had a lot to do. What he has, he's done nicely. Now Morocco looking to come forward, but I just wonder if reality is starting to bite home here a bit for Morocco, and they're thinking, hang on, we don't need to be too crazy going forward, and they have been a little bit more subdued. They haven't had as much ball, Mickey, but when they have had it, they've not quite had that intent to go forward. As I say that, they're going to go down the right now, and the red shirts are flooding forward. Down the right hand side, 3 red shirts wait in the middle. Cross comes in, just goes behind all of them. Nobody could get a touch on it. They'll keep it in. Here's the substitute now. Puts in the cross, and the keeper comes and collects it. Livakovic delighted there that nobody got a touch on it in front of him. That was a chance. Amala just couldn't get the studs on it.
What a break. Not really seen too much intent from Morocco in his second 45 minutes, but Hakimi on that right-hand side, I mean, he stuck the afterburners on. Flew down that right-hand side. Brilliant play. It's a decent enough ball into the area, but when it comes in initially the second time from this left-hand side, from Atia Allah, Nesri, just again, he's kind of flat-footed a little bit.
Here's a good turn there. Boufal is 30 yards out, trying to square it. Very unselfish, gets it away now. Is that a free kick? It is. The foul came in there. Amala was brought down. Modric again. That's 4 fouls he's had now.
Yeah, I think he must be best friends with this referee, because this time he doesn't even look at Modric. He just whistles to his mouth, gives the foul away. I think there's contact there, there's no doubt about it. But as we talked about the threat that Morocco have got from these set pieces, well, they have to start using it, because again, this is a fantastic opportunity. Centre of the goal for Hakimi, Ziyech to stand over it. They can get over the top of that wall and cause problems to Livakovic in that Croatian goal. It's a little bit wider than I thought it was, but still a great chance.
Yeah, it is indeed. Livakovic, the Dinamo Zagreb goalkeeper, all in yellow, is just barking out the orders, but you feel it's too far away. 31 yards out for a shot, but Hakimi's over it.
Yeah, it looks like it's more for the right foot of this one, Mark, isn't it? Over on the left-hand side of the 18-yard area. Still, it's that distance where you could take the strike on. It'd have to be a wonderful strike. You could certainly see the right-sided, right-footed player Hakimi taking this one on. See Ziyech doesn't really look too interested in it.
No, well, he's going to flick it back to Hakimi. He's going to hit it! Punched away by the goalkeeper. There was plenty of venom in that. And in the end, it was a good punch away, because it goes out to safety on the far side. Well, we thought he was too far away. All they did was move the ball more centrally, and Hakimi's given that a great crack.
Oh, what a strike. Absolutely. Gets everything behind that Hakimi. Kovacic is coming down to close him down. He gets nowhere near it. Livakovic has to be on his guard. Just has that little shuffle to his left-hand side. It's got a bit of curl on it. There's no way he can catch it. Does the right thing and just shuffles that ball and parries it away from his goal. But that's better from Morocco. And he just sets any time they go forward, the crowd get behind them. Brilliant opportunity.
Well, another substitution here. Boufal is making way as Al-Zouli comes on. So Boufal has made ways. Had a couple of decent runs forward, but nothing really to show for them. Still 0-0 here. 25 minutes of the 90 remaining. We'll have a little bit more added on time at the end of this second half, because we've had a couple of injuries already.
I think these changes are going to come thick and fast now. Talked about getting to that half an hour mark, 65-70 minutes. Players start feeling it. That change there. Boufal, he started the game lively over on that left-hand side. Those diagonal passes that he was playing to Ziyech, first couple came off for him, but other than that, I'm not really mentioning him too much in this game, so it gives Al-Zouli an opportunity over on the left-hand side to show us what he's all about.
Yeah, you get the feeling that there will be chances. Now Morocco are going to be brave enough to keep committing bodies forward. Lovren has it at the back, gets it away to Guardiol, plays it over on the far side. Croatia's starting to find a bit of room out wide now. Amrabat intercepts the pass, and in the end there, that was a good challenge from Unahi, but Croatia winning it back higher up the field here, and they are starting to get bodies forward, but they just cannot find that pass.
Yeah, it's not convincing, is it, Mark? I mean, when giving the ball away again.
Well, here could be a chance for Croatia. Modric has it, tries to feed it through now. Kramaric is forced wide, gets the ball back onto his left foot. Modric into the area. Will it fall for Kramaric? No. Amrabat, brilliant interception, but Unai almost gave it away there, and now he's just going to try and work his way out of trouble. But there's one player you don't want to give it space to in that position is Modric, but they get away with it.
So many mistakes from both sides. Really sloppy passing. When you've got the opportunity to break forward, you have to be clinical with your passing, but when you give it away, it just sticks that more pressure on the back line, and that's what we've seen in this second half. Just got to compose themselves. Just touching on Croatia, they've not really put in a performance that it's got everybody thinking they can go a long way. They need to show us more.
0-0 here so far. Croatia are starting to get more bodies over halfway. Can they create an opportunity? They had that great one at the end of the first half of Vlasic, but the keeper, Ono, saved well. Vardiol over halfway. Patient from Croatia. Now welcome along to listeners on TalkSport who join us here with 68 minutes on the clock. It's Morocco 0, Croatia 0. Quite a tight affair, both sides looking to get forward, but chances have been quite limited. The best chance of the first half fell to Croatia. It was Nikola Vlasic at the near post, denied by a fine save from the Moroccan goalkeeper Bunu, and we've seen a couple of chances in the second half for Morocco. A header from Mazraoui was comfortably saved, and we've just seen a free kick from fully 30 yards out from Hakimi sting the palms of Livakovic. We're live on TalkSport to Mickey Gray, former England defender, alongside me, and it's been a tight, cagey affair so far.
Yeah, it certainly has. Not too many great opportunities in the game. It's one of those games, Mark, where you're talking about it, where we need a goal just to make things open up a little bit. Croatia now, a lot of possession, but what can they do with it in that final third? Where's that little bit of quality that's needed?
Morocco were getting plenty of bodies forward in that first half, but just signs maybe that they're starting to settle for what they've got.
Well, it looks that way, doesn't it? Tired legs. See, the back line has certainly dropped a lot deeper than they did in the first half. The midfield are just in front of them and making Croatia play patient football, waiting for their opportunities to try and break them down.
Well, this game is live on TalkSport 2, through to a conclusion. If you've got the TalkSport app, you can swipe left and right between TalkSport and TalkSport 2. You can ask your smart speaker to play TalkSport 2, but it's 0-0, 20 minutes left. Morocco 0, Croatia 0.
I think it's time for changes. I know we've had 2 or 3 in this game already, but it's got that feel about it. You see the tired legs. Maybe both managers maybe thinking, okay, it's time to freshen things up. A few more different ideas.
Well, here are Croatia. Modric again dropping deep on the halfway line. Feeds it infield. He's looking to try and get the ball back from Juranovic. Here goes Juranovic down the sideline. He was pushed over, and that's a senseless, really, free kick to give away. As Al-Zuli, the substitute there was nothing really happening. He just bundles over the fullback.
Yeah. Again, this gives Croatia a really good chance to put that ball into the area with a bit of quality, but sloppy defending. You've got to stand your ground, you've got to get goal side if you possibly can.
We're about to see Marko Livaja coming on, the Hajduk split man, and he comes on for Kramaric, who hasn't really got involved, certainly not as much as he would have liked today.
Certainly hasn't. It's not been his day. Livaja will get the opportunity in that forward position. Let's hope for Croatia's side of things that he can get himself involved in this game a lot more than Kramaric was able to.
Well, this is a free kick now for Modric. It's wide on the right-hand side, midway inside the Moroccan half. Morocco trying to hold a high line on the edge of the 18-yard area. Ball swung into a great area, and it's kicked behind there. I think it was the centre forward of Morocco, El Nassiri, who got a volley on it. That was so dangerous. He went inches over the crossbar. Still 0-0.
Oh, what a ball. Luka Modric, great quality into the area. You can see every Moroccan defender just on the back foot stretching. El Nesri there just pokes out a left foot just to clear it over his lines. Heart in mouth stuff. That ball just crept over the top of the crossbar.
Modric with a corner kick. Morocco with plenty of red shirts in protecting their goal here. Bono is trying to hold a line about 3 yards in front of his own goal. He's looking to come if he can. Ball whipped in near post, flick on his blocks. It'll fall back now, flick to the far post. Great ball in. Great defending at the far post. Again, the West Ham man was brave, heads it behind for another corner, but that was a better ball in and good defending.
He had to be. Aguerd, he had to win that header. You can see Lovren at the back stick just waiting to nod that one into the back of the net. Last few minutes Morocco have been all over the place. It's like they've just dipped in confidence. They look nervy. Croatia now starting to pile the pressure on them.
Another corner. Referees coming in here and just saying, well, a wild gesticulation and saying no more of that. Whatever you're doing, no more of it. Many Croatian shirts near post, but they go towards the 6-yard box, and the keeper, to be fair, we said it earlier on, whenever he's been called upon to do, he's been good, and now he gets the ball away, and forward now, goal racing Morocco. The substitute now works his way to the edge of the box, but just loses his footing there. There's El-Zouli, and the ball cleared away by Croatia, but Morocco there, really for the first time since that free kick, looking to commit bodies forward. Here though come Croatia going the other way. They're looking to try and get bodies over the halfway line. They've brought on Livaja, is the Croatian league top scorer so far this season. Can he produce a goal? He got a couple in qualifying to help Croatia through their group. But it's 0-0, and we've got 17 of the 90 remaining. Croatia, I think, have been better second half, but they've still not been fantastic, have they?
No, they haven't. But you can see their movement in those forward positions is a lot better, albeit they have to be careful of that counter-attack. Livaja is getting himself on the pitch. Need to get him involved in the game a little bit more, but El-Zouli, what a chance. He never made his mind up. He tried to come in on his right foot, but his body language, his movement wasn't great, ran into bodies, and he had that overlap and run just on the outside of the left-hand side. He had to do better. His quality had to improve.
Paslic as well to get the ball out wide on the left-hand side. Croatia playing keep ball. They have got 2 or 3 waiting in the middle, and there could be a chance here for Kovacic to get the cross in, but he's eased off it. And again, has given, I thought he'd given away a throw in there, but the referee steps in and says it'll be a Morocco ball midway inside their own half. Still 0-0.
Again, coming over from centre-half to win that ball with Kovacic. Basically give himself a round of applause there, but Croatia now, you can see there's a lot more possession in the opposition's half. This Moroccan side, it's very difficult, Mark, because in your brain you're saying to yourself, I know I need to be higher up the pitch. But defensively, you always keep dropping deeper and deeper and deeper, and that's what Morocco have done, which is making the pitch a lot bigger for this Croatian side to get the ball down and play the football that we expected them to play from the start of the game.
Lovren strong with a header. Now a chance here to work the ball forward. Here is Livaja. Is he going to hit it early? He didn't, and he may regret that as the ball back to the keeper who was under pressure. Oro has to clear it away up towards the halfway line, but you can sense it now that they thought they'd got away there, Morocco, and El Nassiri kicks the ball away in frustration. He thought with 15 minutes left he was in for a race on goal from halfway, but he was deemed to have fouled Brozovic.
Yeah, Brozovic there. I think he's a very lucky man because he's got nowhere to go. He's got 2 Moroccan players closing him down. He's got nowhere to pass that ball to. When they do win the ball back high up the pitch again, Morocco sense the frustration in the stadium.
It says El-Zouli actually who brought him, or deemed to have pulled him back. But here comes Croatia wide on the left. Livaja's looking for an early ball in. I think he's certainly more mobile, isn't he? He's certainly getting into the between the width of the post, if you like, and he's giving Croatia a bit of a target in the middle.
He is. You can see he's playing on shoulders, but again, it's only him in the area, and that's a big problem. He's not the tallest.
Well, Modric has won it back here, driving forward now. Can he find a pass? He's going to work it out wide on the left. Croatia have got 3 waiting for the cross, and it's blocked at source and out for a throw-in. Perisic can't beat the first man.
Yeah, he's been poor, Perisic, hasn't he? Let's be honest. I mean, he's got better quality than that. We're used to him picking the ball up, making a 60, 70-yard run. He's not really done that in the game. He's now starting to make fouls, but his quality from out wide, with his left or his right foot, it's got to be better than that.
Well, Perisic is, say, ever so slightly caught Hakimi on the top of his foot, and I say ever so slightly. Perisic, he was laughing, wasn't he, there? But the fullback wasn't. He's not happy about it at all. But Morocco have got a free kick in their right back position. They've got 14 minutes left, still 0-0. A
little hands up between 2 of the players there as well. But what a talent Hakimi is. Energy levels to burn. Great quality defensively. Loves getting in the opposition's half.
Well, there's going to be a couple of changes here for Morocco. Looks like we're going to see Abdelhamid Sabiri, the Sampdoria man, coming on. But here now, forward go Croatia again. Juranovic closed down, has to go back to the halfway line. Feeds the ball inside to Vardiol. just wonder if Morocco have run out a bit of energy. They're not quite chasing, they're not closing down as much as they did early on in this game.
Style of play has definitely changed in the second half. Probably comes down to tired legs, which is why we're seeing these changes. I said sometimes you have to change things up, Mark. If it's not working for you, you've got a lot of players on that bench, you've got to try and use your squad as much as you can. Just seen a nasty foul.
Well, we are finally going to see a free kick and a yellow card, and it is going to be Sofian Amrabat who is fouled, and that was a naughty one then on Modric. He's just caught him on the back of the ankle, tripped him up, and no complaints about that booking at all.
No, absolutely not. Fiorentina man there knew exactly what he was doing on Luka Modric. Modric was clever, let the ball run past his body, and Amrabat had to make that foul. No doubt it was a yellow card.
Yeah, all now played forward. Here is Juranovic, gets it away. They're trying to work the right-hand channel here. Across there comes Saiss. Just knocks it out for a throw-in, but Morocco are getting pushed further and further back here. We are going to get a change. But it may be, we're getting changes from both sides here. We're going to see coming on here for Croatia, and that is going to be Lovro Meyer. And he will come on for Mateo Kovacic. So Meyer on for Kovacic, the first change in this little flurry of substitutions for Croatia.
Yeah, Meyer got great quality. Kovacic again. Players that were probably building up before the kick-off, Mark, as well. It's just not really quite happened for him, let's be honest with you.
Well, it could be a long throw opportunity for Croatia towards a penalty spot, headed up in the air and away by Morocco. Juranovic does well. Here's Meyer now down the right side. First touch for him. Does well, keeps possession, but three Moroccan players. Was that handball? It was. Handball on the near side, and this is going to be a free kick. Level with the edge of the area, and it was, I think it was Amala, wasn't it? Just stretched out the shoulder joint and seemed to have handled it.
Yeah, it's a similar position to where Modric just put that wonderful ball into the area. And they're just sucking Morocco back into their own half, into their own 18-yard box, now making mistakes. And Luka Modric stood over this one. You expect quality. We're running out of time. They need to try and break the deadlock as quick as they possibly can.
Listen live on TalkSport 2. 10 minutes of the 90 remaining. They will be added on time. Meyer and Modric stand over the free kick, maybe 19 yards away, right on the right touchline. Modric to deliver it, right-footed, swings it in again towards the far post. Guardiola got up high, but I think the referee's deemed he was climbing all over the defender. Heads it behind, it's still 0-0.
Yeah, not the best of quality there from Luka Modric. He tried to whip that one into the back stick, but it gives Guardiola a real difficult header to try and get across the top of his marker to put that one back towards goal.
We'll see a double change here. We're going to see Abdelhamid Sabiri coming on, and he will replace Yusuf Nasiri. So Nasiri makes his way to become the first Moroccan to score in 2 World Cups. Will have to go on. So Nasiri is off, and on comes Sabiri, and also coming into the action, Abderrazak Hamdallah. And a big cheer for him. He's another one that was in exile internationally. He's been brought back into the mix, and he's looking to make an instant impact on Morocco's World Cup campaign.
Yeah, we talked about freshening things up there. Hamdallah given another opportunity, which is fantastic for him. Sabiri. So they're not resting on their laurels. They're not resting for a draw. Actually bringing on forward players who are going to give them the opportunity to try and pick up all 3 points in this first group stage.
You just get the feeling, Mickey, if they'd have been a little bit braver, they might have got something more than the point they currently have. They may well get something more here on TalkSport 2. Mark Wilson with Mickey Gray bringing into the action. Here, the first of 4 across the TalkSport network. Build up for Germany, Japan. Will follow us on TalkSport straight after this one, as Croatia now working their way forward into the edge of the area, and it's, well, passing for passing's sake. It felt like on the edge of the area, and Modric's header goes out for a throw-in over on the far side. Still 0-0.
It's got that feel now where you're thinking Morocco are going to have to defend for their lives. this final 8 to 9 minutes of normal time, albeit Morocco have made some really positive changes, but the way that they've been dragged back towards their own 18-yard area in this second 45 minutes, a lot of possession from Croatia without really creating too many clear-cut opportunities. Morocco have been really poor in that final third in the second half.
Here come Morocco now, trying to win the ball high up the field. They were just lacking a little bit, I think. When the series race was run, I think that was a change that needed making, and Hamdallah will certainly offer a little bit more as he flicks the ball on. Over the edge of the penalty area, Croatia's end of the field. The ball bounces off the midfielder Amala, and it's behind for a goal kick to Croatia.
Well, it's not the start that Croatia wanted in this group stage, Mark, and it's probably not the start that I think a lot of people expected. Thought they might have run away with this game, but it doesn't seem to be the case, albeit we've had some big results. The France result springs out, the England result springs out, but other than that, all games seem to have been tightly contested, as this one. Contrasting the games, the first half and the second half of this game, where the minnows, if you like, trying to get themselves in front, to give themselves something to hang on to, and Croatia got a little bit of a shock, and they've had to react to that coming out in the second 45 minutes.
Oh, it does. It means that game days 2 and 3 of the group stages are going to be must listen. Every game, remember, live across the TalkSport network, including Friday 10 o'clock Wales against Iran, and we round off the day with England against the USA on Friday. Every game live across the TalkSport network. The game's coming thick and fast, 4 of them today. 0-0 here so far. You get the feeling the point will suit Morocco much the better, but who knows what will happen in this group. Belgium, Canada rounds off the day today. It's now forward come Morocco. It's their late World Cup glory in their opening game. Looking to sprint the ball here, and Gallant, ball cleared away from him. Lovren was taking no chances. It's out for a throw-in.
Reverse pass is always a difficult pass to defend against from Ziyech there.
On ball into the area, and in fairness to Livakovic, he comes out and claims it lovely and bowls it away, looking to get Croatia, but they're under pressure here. That pass was never on. Play on, Amrabat gets it away. There's Al-Zuli on the near side. He's got a chance now to put the ball in. Level with the edge of the box, goes past one, eased off it by Perisic, referee waves it away, and Croatia will go long, but there's nobody there, and it's Morocco now who's starting to get bodies forward, and you feel those changes have just given them a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you get to the final 5 minutes of the game, you've got to try and just commit a few players forward. Al-Zuli over on this left-hand side, I mean, he's gone to ground there, there's no way it's a foul. But I like his positivity. 2v1 situation, he had to try and work it in between the two Croatian players. It was never really going to come up for him, but that all came from a mistake from Croatia, again, playing it through that midfield area.
Yeah. Ball now with Amrabat, the only player to go into the book today. Here now, again, Morocco playing on halfway. They've got 4 minutes of the 90 remaining as they look to feed a ball through, but that was a great interception from Guardiola, and there could be a chance here. They tried to play in the substitute Livaja. Whether he was onside or not is another matter, but he couldn't get on the end of it as Bunu was quickly out to the edge of his area.
Just had a little bit too much pace on it. He did look in an offside position as that ball was played through to him.
He doesn't look the quickest, does he, Livaja, but he certainly occupies defenders. Maybe Kramaric didn't quite do enough of in that first spell for him at the World Cup. Here now is the substitute, Atiet Alay. Gets it away. Ball works out wide over on the far side, but Croatia will comfortably clear that one away. And we're into that time of the game now where one piece of brilliance, one mistake could be costly as Modric runs it out. Well, he's not quite the impact on his 4th World Cup that he would have hoped to have had in the opening game, and I think Morocco will be pretty happy with how they've dealt with it.
He's got a face of a little bit of frustration. I think the way that the performance has gone for Croatia, he's not being able to find himself in those advanced positions.
Yeah, Morocco down the left. Oh, he's gone for the quick turn there, the substitute Zuli, and he went without it, and then there's a foul there from Yaya Atiala, and that's an unnecessary free kick. And the referee, with a big smile on his face, blows the whistle. I think other than his failure to book Luka Modric, I think he's had a really good game. He's had too many big decisions to make, but he's let the game flow.
I agree with that. He has. He's let the game flow, which we want to see. And there's been a couple of comings together. He's been on top of the situation. One yellow card, which was a yellow card for Amrabat, but other than that, I think he may be frustrated like ourselves, Mark. He just wanted to see goals today and a more free-flowing game of football, but it's been littered with mistakes. I think we have to admit that. Croatia, flattered to deceive. I've got to be completely honest with you. If this competition moves forward, have they got enough quality in that final third to get themselves into the latter stages of this World Cup competition? I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I said to you earlier on, Nicky, that was the belief in Croatia. That was the worry, that up front they haven't quite got the firepower needed at this level, but they have it on halfway. A couple of minutes remaining. We're into the 89th minute now here on TalkSport 2. Mark Wilson and Nicky Gray. We should have quite a bit of added on time. We only had 2 minutes start of end of the first half. We'll get a little bit more than that. We've had a couple of injuries. We lost Mazraoui, who was injured twice in that second half. As Croatia trying to play their way out here. It's slow, isn't it, at the moment? They're going to go long here. They're looking to try and get the ball down the right, but that skips away, and it just hasn't happened for Croatia.
Desperation times. Dejan Lovren trying to play a 70-yard pass over to the right-hand side. Got it completely wrong. Pretty much sums up the game. Scrappy mistakes. Not being clinical enough in the final third. And when those chances have come around, the goalkeepers or defenders have been in the right place at the right time. That's why nobody's broken the deadlock in this early game today.
Well, it's the Moroccan fans you can hear. They're really trying to get behind their team as Perisic makes way laid on. Again, he's not been as involved as he would have liked to have been. Orsic comes into the action. So Orsic is on. Perisic makes way. Never really, other than that 30-yard shot that went just over the crossbar, he's not really had a sight of goal, has he?
Absolutely not. And if you're not playing through the lines with quick passes and you haven't played with that quality, then when the ball does come to you, you start to do things that you probably wouldn't do in a normal situation, and I think you have to say that's the way it's been for Croatia.
6 added on minutes at the end of this one. Who can take the 3 points, or will Morocco and Croatia settle for one apiece? Belgium, Canada to come. Don't forget the build-up over on TalkSport, starting shortly for Germany against Japan. Spain and Costa Rica to come as well. And it will be 6 added on minutes here. As the ball cleared forward, Amrabat will win the header. Cleared away, it comes off a Moroccan player, and now will bounce in Morocco's favour. They're down this left-hand side. Can they find a cross? Looking to cut back on the right foot. That's a great ball in, and there's nobody from Morocco has gambled. They all came to the edge of the area, and that ball was swung in front of the goalkeeper. A touch on that, and that could have been the winner.
Well, I mean, what do you want from your wide player? He's doing exactly the right thing. You get the ball into a really good area. Zuli, when that ball comes into the box, your forward player, Saban, I think it was, he was waving his arms and saying he wants it to his feet. No, well, that ball bounced in the 6-yard box. That's where you want your centre forward.
Ball forward for Croatia, but again they're eased off it, and again they'll come forward here. Samiri has it on halfway for Morocco, ending the brighter at the moment. Croatia look like they've run out of ideas. Can Morocco snatch it late on? Only once have they got out of the group stages. They're giving themselves a chance here as it stands. They've got Belgium on Sunday, and they round off the group against Canada on Thursday. You'll hear both of those games. You'll hear every game from the World Cup in Qatar live across the TalkSport network. 0-0 here. And we're in that nervy period of the game where one mistake could crush your World Cup dreams. And the ball cleared away by Lovren, and that was good work from Hamdallah. Wins the throw-in down by the corner flag.
Yeah, great play from Hamdallah there, not committing a foul. He knew that Lovren was under pressure. He had to clear his lines. It's that great ball over the top of a back line can always cause you problems. And it's Morocco over the last few minutes who are putting pressure on Croatia. to try and pick up all 3 points. How big would that be if they could achieve it?
Well, here's the long throw to the area, headed away well by Croatia. But again, they try and play their way out of trouble. And again, they come up with an error. And Morocco have got it back on halfway. Everybody back for Croatia. Crossfield ball is headed away over on that far side by Sosa. And it's another throwing level with the edge of the area. We tick another few seconds off the clock. There's a chance now. Ziyech, we've really not mentioned him in the second half. He's not been involved. We'll mention him now because he's just given away a free kick for a foul on Luka Modric. And that will waste another few seconds. Almost 3 of the minimum 6 added-on minutes have been played.
Well, not too sure if this result will settle both of these nations down. Croatia probably coming into this expecting to pick up 3 points. Not really being the case, has it? Let's be honest with you. We talked about them not being a real threat in that final third. Well, Morocco in that first half had their chances. Well, I think they come away from this game, Mark, pretty pleased if they can hang on to this point. I say hang on. They've done a little bit more than that. But that just gets them up and running with the 2 remaining games coming.
We're seeing it a lot more talk all the time. Don't lose that first game. And it's almost like now that's the story, isn't it? If we don't lose, then it takes us, really, you've got every chance going into the final game that you could get a win and sneak through. And these two will both fancy their chances, but I don't think Belgium and Canada will have been watching this game will be quaking in their boots either, unless there's a late winner. Croatia work it wide on the left. Here's a chance now, but the ball will be cleared away. It's almost like they're reluctant to shoot, Croatia, isn't it?
Yeah, they're trying to score the perfect goal. Lots of passing, get themselves into a good area. If you can find that little half a yard and get your strike away, I don't see why these Croatian forward players are not being able to do that.
Is there one late chance in this game? Croatia have it. The whistles go around, but there's still just under 2 minutes minimum to go. Livaja tries to feed it in. Amrabat's been dispossessed. Chance here. Just forced wide is Meyer, who will do well to keep it in the field of play. Morocco scamper away to safety, and now they're looking to launch a counter-attack. The ball played forward, given away. Croatia have it back on the halfway line, but now here come Morocco. Play on, says the official, as El Zuli has it. Wide on the Moroccan right, but he's eased off it. It's like the legs were going a million miles an hour and he wasn't going anywhere. Yeah. And then he gives away a free kick.
You've seen that a couple of times, haven't we, from El Zuli over on this left-hand side, where his body's going in one direction but the ball's not following him. Good defending there from Lovren. Not said that too many times in this match. But it's Croatia. Possession, as you mentioned, Mark, getting into a good area, but does anybody want to, or has anybody got the confidence to take the strike on?
Well, they're going to get a chance here because another unnecessarily given away free kick. Marco Livaja was bundled over on the far side, not for the first time today. It was Amala who's conceded the free kick. It's in the last minute of the 6 minimum added on. They're going to surely put everybody forward. It's over on the Croatian left-hand side. And one final chance for the Croatia to win this match.
Well, what a sucker blow this would be. All that defending, all that hard work you put into the game, the last thing you need to be doing is conceding in the final minutes.
Croatia will whip the ball in towards the penalty spot, headed away by the first man. Works out wide on this near side. Livaja tries to slide it in. It's poked away for a throwing down by the corner flag. And we're in added on time, but that might be it. That is it. It's honours even in this opening game in the group. Croatia finalists in 2018. Well, they're going to have to up the ante if they're going to make it that far this time. For Morocco, only once have they progressed from the group, but this was a performance that will give them great heart. It was a game of few chances. The best one in the first half fell to Nikola Vlasic, denied by a fine save from Yassine Bounou. And in the second half, the chances, well, they went Morocco's way. Mazraoui's header was comfortably saved by Livakovic, who then did well to keep out Hakimi's stinging free kick. Truth be told, these two teams, probably neither of them did quite enough to go on and win the game, but it's a point apiece, and they're both alive and kicking in a tough group. Might be a valuable point in a week or so's time. Mickey Gray, your thoughts on Croatia nil Morocco now?
I think you're right in what you mentioned, Mark. I think the right result was there for everybody to see. Croatia never really did enough to merit picking up all 3 points in this first group stage. And then you look at Morocco, and I think, you know, they were organised. They were always going to be difficult to beat. Had their moments in the game, but did they have that real quality in the final third? I don't possibly think that they did. So I think overall, I think both sides are probably coming away from this game thinking, okay, we're off the mark, we've got a point. But from a Croatian perspective, I have to say, Mark, I expected a lot more.